listen, don't think about the Matrix as a literal digital simulation. Think about it as overlapping systems that shape our attention, behaviour and belief. I'm talking about governments, markets, media, social norms, algorithms, institutions, and even biology itself. One of the most intelligent control mechanisms that those systems use is this. They make people believe that choices are entirely self-generated. And not through force, most of the time, through identity, emotion, and environment. Think about it. Advertising rarely says, buy this product. It says, the people who do are successful, attractive, intelligent, and free people. Social media algorithms rarely tell you what to think directly. They learn what triggers you emotionally, then feed you more of it until your worldview feels obvious. Political systems keep people fighting horizontally. Left versus right, class versus class, culture versus culture, instead of examining the structures above. And consumer culture trains people to confuse stimulation with happiness, productivity with worth, visibility with importance, and agreement with truth. The sophisticated part of it all is that effective systems of control, ironically, usually feel like freedom. People defend the systems influencing them because the systems reward them socially. They give them identity, reduce uncertainty, and provide psychological comfort. Thank you. These ideas, of course, are not new, and they're not mine. They appear in a lot of philosophy and literature, such as 1984, English writer George Orwell's dystopian novel, which was first published in 1949 and portrays a totalitarian regime that uses surveillance, censorship, and psychological control to enforce absolute loyalty and explores control through fear and surveillance. The work has become a landmark of modern literature and political thought, shaping global discussions of freedom and authoritarianism. There's Brave New World, 1932's dystopian novel by British author Aldous Huxley, which imagines a future society engineered for stability through genetic control, consumerism, and psychological conditioning. It also explores control through pleasure, distraction, and comfort, which is absolutely bang on the money for where we are in the world today. The book has become a cornerstone of 20th century speculative fiction, and it remains influential in debates about technology, freedom, and social control. And of course, we have the film The Matrix, which popularized the metaphor of invisible systems shaping perceived reality. So if we think about these three examples of the idea of control of humanity expressed through the metaphorical Matrix beast system, which I'm online battling and raising awareness against daily, we could argue, by my reckoning, that modern societies lean more toward the Brave New World model. Not oppression by pain alone, but management through entertainment, convenience, outrage, endless information, and engineered attention. The counterbalance to me isn't paranoia, it's awareness. That's learning how incentives work, questioning emotional manipulation, and understanding cognitive biases. Spending time outside of the algorithmic feeds, and also developing the ability to think independently without needing constant validation. That's probably the hardest thing for any system to control. A person who can observe their own conditioning while still staying grounded in reality. But then I think, hold on a minute, remember what you just both thought in your head and said in the video not too long ago. These ideas are not new and they're not mine. And yes, the books and the film that I previously mentioned are great for raising awareness and do seem to be bang on the money for what we see in today's society. So what if these authors and directors, rather than whistleblowers and people on a mission to raise awareness for humanity's fight against the current powers that be, like me, were just predictive programming agents of the Matrix of their days? Because if they were just like me, and just a regular average Joe who woke up one day, saw the world through his third eye clearly, and is now doing his part to combat evil, their works probably wouldn't have been permitted to reach the legendary mainstream cult status and popularity level that they all have today. Which begs the question, if the Matrix Beast system did intentionally propel these people's creations to mainstream status and popularity, then why? Why would the very system that seeks to control us simultaneously seek to teach and raise our awareness against it? This shit's deep. I've got to think some more about it, but let me know your views in the comments.
Follow at Matrix Media.
Goodbye.
Yes!